The rest of the sequence diagrams are pretty straightforward. Looking at this first one here, the employee updates room's daily rate, I'm not seeing any real new items here that are happening between those interactions. We don't have any constructors in this scenario, so we don't see any new objects. All of the items are lined up at the top in the order in which they appear in the extended use scenarios. Here we do see the room list being called after the room is called down here, but that's just fine. It still appeared in that order, so let's jump down here. Okay, this is the new one. So employee modifies room list. So notice here at the top, that's okay. Notice here at the top that 211 is labeled here. So here we are. Let's take a look at the extended use scenario. So here we're saying the employee is going to edit the room 211. They're going to get that room. They're going to delete it. Okay, so here it's 211. But later in the use scenario, we're going to be adding a room. Either adding or editing. Let's see. Yes, so we're adding a new room here, and it's called 410. So notice in my scenario or in my sequence diagram, I have 211 here for a room. And then I have down here, when I'm creating a new room, I'm labeling it 410. And notice that I'm using two different objects for room. Same class, but different object, right? So it's communicating with a different object, and so we label that object, and we have them in different parts of our diagram. So here we are working specifically with room 211, so we're going to get that room, return it, and then we're going to remove the room from the list. So we make a call to the room list, and we call the destructor. And here we have the X where the lifeline ends. So notice that once we've removed that object from the system, it no longer has a lifeline, and that means that it no longer exists. So that is how we show when we've deleted or removed something. Our next interaction here, we have some stuff going on with the user interface and the employee. So we're going back, we just sent a bunch of messages essentially, and then we're going to display a new room form because we are going to add a new room. And so we have that interaction here. We display a new room form, return that form, display homepage view, and then we're going to make a call to the room list to add that it says add user. I need to send this to the back so I can fix this as I'm looking at it, because I also noticed that I'm missing a parenthesis here, and then we need to add room, not user. It's always good to look over things a couple times, right? Make sure that our stuff is correct. So add room, construct that room right here, return it, and this actually, because we're waiting on that call, we should actually have this like this. So our execution occurrence, since this is waiting for a return, we can keep that execution long. It's not two separate interactions, right? It's maintaining its communication. It's just waiting on some information. So we can actually pull that down here instead of having two separate execution occurrences. Pull that to the front, see if that works. There you go. Return the room list, return the home page. I'm going to also pull this down a little to give our lifelines some breathing room from the frame. Anyways, so those are the different things that you're going to see in the sequence diagram. You will definitely want to take a look at the examples from the coffee shop online system as well, since it's going to show how to handle the external payment system and the email system. I don't think it'll show how to handle that, but you'll be able to derive that from the payment system interactions. So let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you shoot them out in Discord in the module chat.